Invisalign sounds amazing, literally straightening your teeth, and you don't have to show anything, you don't have to get those ugly brackets, but it comes with some catches that most people probably wouldn't tell you. So if you're considering getting Invisalign or want to know a little bit more about what it exactly is, then this is the video for you. You see, I had both braces as a kid and I had Invisalign when I was in dental school, so I kind of know what it actually feels like to get both. And as a dentist, I also perform Invisalign on my patients, so I get a lot of their feedback as well. Now, first of all, Invisalign is just a brand. It's a brand of clear aligners. So if you go to your dentist or your orthodontist, they might perform some type of clear aligner on you, but it might not actually be Invisalign. It's kind of like Botox too. When people go and they get Botox, there's a lot of different brands of Botox. Botox is just one brand, but there's actually better versions of Botox that use that same ingredient, but it's not actually called Botox. But whatever you do, just make sure it's overseen by a dentist or an orthodontist. You don't want to get one of those ones that ship to your house and then you straighten your teeth by like doing your plastic trays at home. You want to make sure you're actually going and getting it overseen by your dentist or your orthodontist. Okay, now let's get into what to actually expect with Invisalign or whatever clear aligner. I'm just going to call it Invisalign for this video. The number one rule why Invisalign does not work for people is they do not wear the trays long enough. When you're given Invisalign, you want to wear those trays 20 to 22 hours a day. Ideally, you wear it 22 hours a day. And you do not want to have those trays out longer than 40 minutes at a time. You might wonder why 40 minutes? Because after 40 minutes, the teeth will start to shift back. And then you don't want your teeth going back and forth. It could potentially, most likely not, but it could potentially cause more problems. Now, if you do not do this, if you do not wear the trays long enough, your teeth will not track properly, you probably will not get the results that you want, and you're gonna be ending up wasting your money. Now, this is exactly why braces work so well, because the way that teeth move is you need slow, constant pressure over a long period of time without any breaks. That's why braces work, because they're just slapped onto your teeth. You can't do anything about it. You can't take them off. But Invisalign, it's kind of under your control. So if you want to take them off and say, hey, I want to go a night without wearing them, then it's not going to work. Now, I also want to go over what to expect the first week, because most people, when they market Invisalign, they say it's like painless, you don't really feel anything, and your teeth just magically become perfect. But for most people, that first week, your teeth are going to be sore. It's the same thing when you get braces, by the way. It's not really any different. I had both of them. The first week, my teeth were really sore. And the first few days, like everything to eat kind of hurt for me. I couldn't really eat any solid foods. I had to eat like really soft, mushy foods. I had to drink like smoothies a lot of the time. This is totally normal. As your teeth start to shift and you have this constant pressure, your teeth are gonna feel it. They're gonna kind of feel painful. Now, I didn't have to take any pain medications. I just kind of tough through it. Most of my patients end up toughing through it too, but you gotta know what to expect. If you need to have some Advil or Tylenol ready, Advil's probably gonna work a little bit better because it's an anti-inflammatory. But if you wanna have something ready just in case, then make sure you have it. But I always stress this to my patients because after that first week, it's gonna get a lot better. So do not quit towards the end of that first week because you're almost there where it's gonna start getting a lot better. Now, the other cold, hard truth I had to learn the hard way when I got Invisalign was I couldn't snack. Now, that doesn't mean that you cannot snack on your favorite foods. Most foods are totally fine with Invisalign, but it just became a chore because I would have to take my trays out, put them in my case, or put them in some napkin or something, but ideally you put it in your case because if you put it in a napkin or you're at a restaurant, they might throw it away on accident and then you're gonna lose those trays and you have to pay more money to get new trays. But anyway, if I ate like some pretzels or something like that, now I have all this gunk on my teeth. I don't wanna put those trays back in all over that gunk, but I also don't wanna keep the trays out that long, otherwise it won't work. So I would literally have to carry a toothbrush around with me everywhere I go. And every time I would eat something, I would immediately brush my teeth and then put the trays back in. I know technically people say that you're supposed to wait 30 minutes after eating before brushing your teeth. That does not apply with Invisalign. That rule goes out the window because it's more important to get those trays back in right away and more important just to scrub those teeth clean a little bit. Your Invisalign doesn't last that long, so it'll be fine. Just brush your teeth and then put the trays back in. But what I ended up doing was I just said, is it worth it for me to eat this snack and have to take out my trays and do all that, or I could just not eat? I ended up losing 10 pounds with Invisalign. And most of my patients end up losing weight with Invisalign too. Most of them actually like it, but I did not like it because at the time I actually preferred that I gained weight instead of losing weight. I know, opposite of what most people want. Now, with that being said, you also have to know that you are at a higher risk of getting cavities and gum disease with Invisalign. Obviously, part of the reason is when you eat and you're putting those trays back in, you could be keeping that sugar on your teeth. But also when you get Invisalign, a lot of times they put these buttons on your teeth called attachments. These attachments, the way they put them on is the same way that people would do a filling, except you wouldn't have to get numb. They would dry it, they would put this etchant, they would put this bond, and they would glue this composite button on some of your teeth, and they have different shapes. And the reason that these are important is because it helps the Invisalign tray kind of grip to your tooth, but it also helps with certain movements, like rotating the teeth or moving them in certain directions. The only way you can do some of those movements is if you have those buttons on your teeth. So all these things will help create more plaque traps, more traps for bacteria to cling onto, and if you don't clean it away, you're at a higher risk of getting those cavities and gum disease. So again, I would recommend carrying a toothbrush around everywhere you go, or maybe a spare toothbrush or something like that, or limiting the snacking. And every time you eat something, brush your teeth. At a minimum, at least swish your mouth with water when you put those trays back in, and then as soon as you get home, brush your teeth. Also, flossing is going to be more important than ever with Invisalign because of all the things I said before. If you don't floss now, you want to make sure you're at least flossing with Invisalign. And it's not a bad idea to add a water flosser as well to help flush everything out. Trust me, doing that is better than having to get a cavity filled after you're done. Now, some people even say that you can drink with Invisalign in, like drink different liquids like Coke or soda and stuff like that. Yes, you can do that, but it will probably stain your trays a little bit. But most doctors would rather have this trade-off just because of how important it is to keep those trays in. It's fine if they get a little stained because you're gonna switch it out in 2 weeks. Now, if you have that 3% bottle of hydrogen peroxide, then you can even use that to help get rid of some of the stains. But the issue isn't really the staining. The issue is keeping those trays in as long as possible. Now, a couple other things that most people do not know that they are getting themselves into before Invisalign is something called IPR, or interproximal reduction. A lot of times if you have crowded teeth, it means that there's not enough space for your teeth to properly align. The only ways to create space are to expand everything to make enough room, but a lot of times adults cannot have any more expansion because your jaw cannot expand anymore, and you can't pull your teeth too far out, otherwise you risk pulling them out of the bone, and this can cause recession and other gum problems. So the only thing you can do at this point is something called IPR, which is literally creating little spaces in between some of your teeth. So typically this uses like a polishing disc that goes in between some of your teeth to create slight gaps. And this will create more room by essentially making your teeth ever so slightly smaller, but you do this in multiple spots. So you kind of mathematically add a certain amount of space. And then when you bring everything together, now it's easier to align everything. So don't be surprised if your dentist or orthodontist talk about doing these spacing in between your teeth. This is actually a lot more conservative because back in the day, what they used to say is, hey, if you don't have enough space, we're gonna pull a couple of your teeth and then straighten everything out. So most people would prefer this over pulling a couple teeth. And at the end of your treatment, those composite buttons that are on your teeth, they'll probably have to polish them off with some polishing drill. Now, once you're nearing the end of Invisalign, you're probably gonna be really excited because you can get all these buttons off and you can stop wearing these trays all the time, but you might need some sort of refinement. So as you're finishing up, you and your dentist will probably talk, and you might have like a couple spots where, hey, like I want to tweak this tooth a little bit, or there might be some spots where your dentist is checking where you might have like a loose contact, and they might say like, hey, it might be a good idea if we tighten these things up a little bit. So just because you're done with that first round doesn't mean you're actually done. You might need to go in for some refinement trays. So refinements are normal. It usually doesn't cost anything else to you because you already paid for Invisalign. Like the refinements are usually included with the Invisalign. And this is usually a lot faster than the first round. It usually doesn't take much longer to get those fine-tuning results. And one last question that people normally ask me is, they usually want to whiten their teeth when they get Invisalign, but they usually want to wait till their Invisalign's done. You actually can whiten your teeth with your Invisalign trays. And you might wonder like, hey, what about those buttons on my teeth? Like, will my teeth whiten unevenly? Like, will there be like a darker bubble in one spot and everything else is white? No, that's actually a myth. Your teeth will actually whiten evenly, even underneath that composite button. So you don't need to worry about those attachments on your teeth. And lastly, once you're all done, you want to make sure you wear your retainers. You have to wear these retainers every single day for the rest of your life. Otherwise, you might lose your results. Now, different dentists might say different things. I usually tell my patients to just wear the retainers at nighttime. And the way I recommend cleaning it is actually really simple. You take that 3% brown bottle of hydrogen peroxide and you literally just soak your retainers in there, and then you get a spare toothbrush. Before you put it in at night, you just brush it with that hydrogen peroxide, rinse it, and put it in. And then you can keep that same solution of hydrogen peroxide for like 1 week. For example, I do it every Sunday. Every Sunday, I'll empty out my hydrogen peroxide, I'll put a new solution in there, and then when I wake up in the morning, I'll keep my retainers in that solution. So anyway, that's pretty much what to expect with Invisalign. If you guys have any other questions about it, please let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked that video. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel below, and I will see you guys in the next video. video. As a dentist, I have seen a lot of nonsense or bogus dental health claims out there. And this is especially true with how easy it is to spread messages on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. So in this video, I want to go over a few different claims that different dentists make. Now, these specific dentists tend to call themselves holistic or biologic dentists. 3 of the